Let's start this over with. Let me know at any time if you can't hear me. All right. I'm just gonna put up the chat just in case. All right, we good. All right. So I don't know if you heard this first part, but pretty much dark pools pretty much allow investors to trade without exposure until after the trade has been executed and reported. It's pretty much a type of alternative trading system that gives certain investors the opportunity to place large orders and make trades without publicly revealing their intentions during the search for a buyer or seller. Now, the reason this happens, why are they trading where, without publicly revealing their positions? I need to ask you this question first. So, if you see an order, let's say $5 billion worth of SPY shares, coming on the bid and they're getting filled, what do you think the reaction would be for something like that? Just type it in the chat. I like this answer. Mass chaos, disorderly selling or buying, not enough liquidity, death, panic sell, slippage. Pretty much beautiful. Everyone will go pretty much and match that same exact order. So if funds are trading on the open market and you can see their orders, they would pretty much be in control of the entire trend. If I'm coming here and I'm selling 300 million worth of shares and another order 300 million, 400 million, 500 million, 700 million, equating to a couple of $1 billion, what's going to probably happen is it's going to move with the trend. So if it's a sell order, the market's going to probably come down, it's going to cause some panic selling. If it's a buy order, it's the same exact thing. It's going to cause a buying frenzy or a squeeze or anything to kind of push the market in the direction of those larger orders. So because you cannot trade on the open market like this, that's what dark pool orders are for, pretty much. Funds pretty much place their trades over the Atlantic in Europe to get around to having to report them until the next day. These orders that you see on the dark pool when they kind of come up, they're reported 24 hours after they have been placed. So the move technically has already happened, someone would say. If you see kind of a dark pool order being placed on Monday at 11:55 a.m., you'd most likely see this order on Tuesday at 11:55 a.m. Now, it could probably come a little bit earlier, but it's mainly 24 hours after the order has been placed and filled. It's pretty much a loophole funds used to getting around to having to report these orders right away. Now, when we're looking at dark pool orders, when we're trying to trade dark pool orders, there's kind of differences when you're looking at it. Some orders, they would be recognized kind of as a signature order. Other orders, for example, would be recognized as just a normal dark pool order. So as a trader, you want to be able to determine and distinguish the difference between later signature orders and normal dark pool orders because they both kind of come and play with a role. Now, a normal dark pool order is going to be a normal dark pool order is going to be probably a high level with lots of volume, lots of activity, but a signature order, this type of order is a little bit different because this type of order, it comes in code. It comes always, and I know you see this every single day on SPY, and I get DMs about this literally every single day. I open my messages. I always get, what does this mean? Why is it always coming in at random times? And they kind of come in with a signature. So a lot of times you'll see the start, the three starting numbers of this dark pool order, kind of start with 501, 502, 503, 504, 250, 251, 252, 254. These orders, they come in they come in with a signature, kind of like a code. They usually come in like this. Here's some examples. They come in 501,354 or 254,653. You tend to see these orders come in on a daily basis, and they come in always, you know, not when SPY has been trading there. Like, for example, ever wonder why there's so many orders on SPY for the same share quantity at the same exact price, or how orders are coming in at 440 when SPY never traded at 440? You get these orders that you have to understand, what are these orders? Why are they coming in? SPY never traded at 440 today. SPY, was at 442 and never went to 440. Why is this order that keeps coming up? These are what we like to call late signature orders. Now, from a signature order perspective, these orders, if there's a lot of them, they tend to matter. They tend to matter because they kind of will show you the trend of the day. Now, as a trader, when I see these orders come and pop up, I have no idea. I have no idea if it's a buy or a sell. All I know is that this level is a strong critical level when I'm trading. So what does that mean? I'm going to kind of go over a case study. Right now. This is a case study from Friday's price action. These orders came in on Thursday and Friday, and I'm gonna kind of go over how these orders can kind of help you understand how price action is. But before I go over this case study, I want you to understand, when you're looking at a significant dark pool print or a significant signature print, when you see less than 10 prints, less than 10 orders of the same quantity, of the same exact quantity that you see right here, these numbers, these signature numbers. I'm not talking about larger orders. I'm talking about signature orders here. These same numbers, if they're less than 10, this is normal, average. Do not expect much activity. Yes, we could pop $10 or drop $10, but nothing too crazy. You have this one slide. What? Can we like this? All right. So yeah, basically when these signature prints they come in, it makes a difference. If it's less than 10 signature prints, you should expect pretty much a normal or an average, day. Maybe it pops 10 points or drops 10 points, but nothing really crazy enough to make a larger move. Once we see 15 to 25 prints, and 15 being on the low end and 25 being on the high end. So if you see like 24, it'd be considered, oh wow, this is well above average. These type of signature prints, when you see them, they could mean a bit more than the prints that you see less than 10. Now, if we see 25 to 30 or more, this is we're looking at extremes. If you can kind of catch these days, you can pretty much anticipate a larger, 100-point move coming from these type of orders. Now, I'm going to kind of go over this case study. I'm going to go over the data, and I'm going to go over the charts, and I'm going to show you how we could have kind of played this potential setup right here. So I'm just going to open my trader link and go from there. So when we open trader link, so we share trader link. We're on the dashboard right here. So I'm just going to clear everything just for the sake of this example, and just have Darkpools open, so you can see everything in front of us. So top 10 Darkpool orders, save. So I'm just going to make this large so we can see everything we need to see, and I'm going to save it. Okay, so This is a settings button right here. So you can kind of click throughout the days to see what we want to see. So in this case, I'm going to go to Thursday session. I'm going to look through these orders. Now, as you can see right here, these numbers that we talked about, 251, 250, 253, these are what we call signature orders. If you look at the numbers, they come in exactly the same, the same quantity, the same kind of notional value. Some of the ending numbers are different. So 251, 017, 017 here, it's 992. But you tend to see the same order again and again and again at the same exact level. Like, for example, 446.59. And then if you look at 446.59, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 orders, 16 signature orders coming at that same 446.59 with large notional values of up to 100 million per per transaction. So all these transactions together, kind of add up to roughly 1.8, $1.9 billion. If this were to be sold on the open market, I promise you it'll drop from 446.51 all the way to 440 in a second, because technically this is a larger kind of order. Then as you go up, you see this 300,000. This is a dark pool print, yes, but it is not a significant signature order, because when we talked about dark pool prints, these are orders that are routed through a different system that are coming 24 hours later. Now, the difference between this 300,000 order and these orders right here is these are what we like to call signature orders. 501 signature order, 500,000. No, these are non-signature orders. They're dark pool, but they're not signature orders. They're the same order kind of coming in with the same price. We tend to look at the levels, and if it's at that same level, 446.59, it is at that same 446.59. So these levels are coming here on Thursday, mainly at 446.59. We have some orders coming in here at 450.34, 450.34, but they're not signature orders. They're mainly just dark pool prints that are coming 24 hours after. Now, what I really care about, especially when I'm trading with Darkpool, is I want to kind of see how many on a daily basis are at that level. And if it's a significantly large amount, I mean, we can go and count them right now here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, roughly 18. So per our slideshow, when we have 18, 15 to 25 prints, this would be considered an above average, signature print, which we consider we could see, a larger move. Looking at the price action, this happened on Thursday where we were at 450 and 446. This morning, SPY traded all the way down to 440, so roughly a 6 to 10 point drop from Thursday based on the dark pool prints that you see above us. So as you can see on Thursday, 446.6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a little sticky note I have over here, from a case study perspective. And I'm going to put, 446.59. So I'm just going to put 446.6, and I'm going to put like 18 plus. So basically above average signature prints. To me as a trader, this 446.6 now is the level I want to watch throughout the day, intraday, long-term basis. It's a level I want to add on my screen, because once a price action gets closer to this level, what you will try to find out is you'll see a lot of activity, lots of volatility. You might see larger moves come from this level. You might see this level be a support. You might see this level be a resistance. The reason I have the dark pool class before the time and sales class is because I want to go over the dark pool, because once we get into the time and sales, what I personally do is once we are at these dark pool levels, my eyes are glued to the time and sales because the time and sales is going to tell me where the direction is headed. From a perspective. Now, say you don't use time and sales, you're a trader that uses candlesticks or whatever strategy you use. Once price action is at these levels, your eyes should be watching price action. You should try to determine where the momentum is headed. Now, for me personally, I like to do it through time and sales because it's the only non-lagging indicator, which I will explain in tomorrow's class. But for right now, what I want you to do is I want you to look at these levels, 446.5. Right? All right, this was happening on Thursday. Now we look at Friday. We go into Friday. Coming into Friday, we see those same levels kind of come in again. But this time, a lot of these orders coming here again at 448.77.29. As you can see, a lot of signature prints again. The difference between signature prints is they come in with a code. The code in this case here is 254653. This is not a me or you placing these orders, unless one of you guys has 114,281,000. This is an institutional investor. They I couldn't sit here and tell you why, like the exact reason why they use the code. They could be communicating to each other. They could be. I mean, it's code. Look at the numbers. It's all the same exact thing. They're literally kind of speaking to each other in a different language. Maybe down the line, as I dissect it more, I could probably understand why some of them use 251 and some of them use 254. Maybe they're different funds. But for now, with the information that we have on Darkpool orders, it's basically routed through a European server and they're reported 24 hours later. So, for example, you see these orders at 1:29 p.m. This order was not done on Friday at 1:29 p.m. This order was likely done on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. It was just reported on Friday at 1:30 p.m. So, coming into the day, for me as a trader, I take these dark pool prints. Now, I mainly like to focus on signature prints. So when I'm looking at the screen in front of me, many of the signature prints are between 448.77. We do have some orders here at 447.4. Just two orders right here. Nothing too crazy. If we're looking at it from an imbalance perspective, the orders at 448, in notional value, will destroy the orders that are at 447. Here we have pretty much two orders totaling a total of maybe $230 million. Right here, on the other hand, I have almost $1 million worth of orders. So to me, this 448.7729 is more valuable as a trader. I want to be watching this level coming into Friday. I want to be watching this level even now that SPY is trading at 4440. These are levels that could be my targets to the upside. Now, the beauty about Darkpool prints is people think, oh, I'm going to use it for one day and that's it. No, these levels, I plot them on my chart. They're always on my chart. In a year from now, you'll see the same levels there. A year ago, I still use the same levels. As long as we're trading in the same kind of range, those Darkpool prints are always on my chart. And I kind of code them to know, okay, this is a Darkpool level. This is a level from the hourly chart or whatever it may be. But basically, as a trader, I want to kind of determine where the Darkpool prints are. So for me, in this case study, it's pretty much at 448.77. Now I have a few orders here at 447.5. I mean, I'll keep them on my chart, but they're not a very significant order. To me as a trader, they're an order that's there. And then down here, as you can see, we have some orders at 443.336. Now the orders at 443.36, they are not signature orders. They are not signature orders. As you can see, they don't come in with a code. They're coming in with 1.5 million shares or 1 million shares. But if you look at the notional value of these orders, the orders at 443, now because they're a little bit, they're not a lot, you know, in terms of order count, their notional value probably is equivalent to all this, because one order here is worth 700 million, 400 million, 400 million, 440 million. So just because it's not a signature print, it is a dark pool print, I'm also keeping an eye on it. So from a data perspective, does anybody have any questions before I jump into the chart perspective? I'm open to answering questions. Okay, one second. There's a lot. Okay, where is everybody? Are these from last Thursday? These are from September 15th. September 15th is Friday. How much historical data we have? We can go, my brother. I think we can go. We can go, bro. We're in August here. We can go all the way, I guess. So 2 months, I guess. 2 months. Here's August. There's all of August. Maybe July 15. Let's see how far it goes. So it goes from historical data. I'm pretty sure Mitchell can add it, but as a pretty much goes back 2 months, basically exactly what you need and more. Okay, 1 second. I wanna answer these questions before I go into the chart. Can you go back to the first chart with all the codes because it was small at first? Yes. Okay. So when we're looking at the code is very important. So I know for a fact you've all seen an order, but the first three is what matters. I don't care about the last numbers right here. Honestly, it could be any number. A lot of these, they're it's all random. The last three, but the first three are very important. You'll see them kind of come in, you know, usually 501, 502, 503, 504, or 250, 251, 252, 254. It could be 253 as well, you know. Every time it's a different kind of signature, but it's the same number over and over, kind of coming in over and over. This is kind of based on my experience of watching them and building products around them. It's how they talk to each other. I mean, I look at it and be like, okay, you know, this guy sold $3 billion worth of shares at 448, you know. This guy bought, you know, but the crazy part about dark pool orders that you have to understand going in, you do not know if it's a buy or a sell. You have completely no idea. You only know, you know, once the move technically has happened. But that's why I personally kind of use time and sales with Darkpool to help me understand, okay, this is buy, this is a sell. Now, when we're looking at it from a case study perspective, when we're looking at it from a chart perspective, let's go to a chart. Let's go all the way to the chart. And now I'm gonna show you how I could kind of know if it's a buy or a sell. So we go to the chart, SPY chart. So this is Friday's session. As you can see, 448.77 never even traded. It never even, it traded it in pre-market. You know, as soon as market opened, this is where market opened. It opened well below this 448.77. You know, so coming into this day, you know, I have two dark pool prints that I'm aware of. You know, 448.77 and 447.44. Now, this is where the majority of my orders were, roughly about, in terms of notional value, I would say maybe 3 billion, maybe a little bit more actually. See real quick. Notional value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, probably like 2-3 billion. right here, nothing too great, you know, a large amount, you know, and these are all signature prints that we got at 448.77. Now, as you can see, market drops from 4487 all the way down to 443.34, which is a roughly $5.77 move, or you know, $50 if you're trading SPX. This is a significantly large move, you know, to capitalize as a trader going into in one day, going in. So as you can see, we're well under this 448.77. So even if I wanted to short it off open, it's not even an opportunity that I even have. But what can I do as a trader coming into the day? Okay, I know this 448.77 is a dark pool print. I know this 444.7.4 is also a dark pool print. Once we open up, you know, I have multiple scenarios. If the market pushes up, I will look for this range, you know, upon rejection as kind of an entry for a potential short. You know, this is like how one of the scenarios. So if market opens here, you know, it drops, you know, I'm looking for one of these type of plays where, you know, it opens, it rejects 448.77, and then we drop. Now, because we opened under, that scenario is I mean, because we can see what happened, you know, in hindsight, it's much easier to trade. What we kind of recognize is this 448.77 is kind of a resistance level. We have this 447.44. If you kind of see the direction, as soon as it even touches it, it barely kind of touches it. This is on the 1 minute, you know, of open. Immediate rejection kind of comes in, and you see kind of the trend of the day immediately is coming to the downside, and it just dumps all the way down to 4443.34, which is another dark pool print. Now, most people, you know, you'll see them kind of they miss this entire move right here, and they start taking puts down here at 443.34. But if you look at the dark pool chart, you know, from here, you know, once we're down, you can immediately determine, okay, these orders are all sell orders. These orders right here. These orders at 447 to 448, these were all sell orders, especially when I'm at 443. These are also sell orders. Now, when these start to come in, 443.37, 443.37, 443.37, these are not signature orders, but they are dark pool orders, and they have really higher notional values, as you can see here, from the value of these orders right here. Because these held, and because that's where markets started finding some support, we can see in the chart right here is this level is pretty much a support. This level is a support. Now, until the market kind of plays out the next day, Monday kind of comes in, what you see is, because it's a dark pool print or a dark pool level, doesn't have a signature order, you tend to see the bigger moves come after the level. A lot of times you'll see this type of action, this type of price action, where you honestly have no idea if it's going to go up or down. It's pretty much chopping around the level. People know this is a dark pool print. You know, it'd be absolutely easy if it just rejects and I tell you, oh, okay, these are sells, and it drops, or if it holds as support and it just pushes up. You kind of have to determine by looking at the time and sales. So this style of trading, this strategy doesn't work on its own. It has to be paired with something else. For me, I pair it with time and sales, and I sit there and I wait, you know, at those levels, and I kind of determine where the imbalance is shifting. Now, I don't know what you use. Maybe you use EMA crossing. Maybe you use candlesticks or whatever you use. But you can see as price kind of holds, you know, and it holds a support, it uses this level as a dark pool support print before kind of it pushes higher. You know, in this particular case, it didn't push much. Now, one thing you have to understand, one thing that is critical to understanding this, because it's a dark pool print, because it's shares, when I go buy something, or when I go sell something, I have no time limit on it. It's shares. They don't expire today. They don't expire tomorrow. So a lot of times what happens is a lot of these trades are accumulation. Over time, something is accumulated multiple times and it creates large signature prints. And now the prints are 30 prints, 40 prints, 50 prints. As time goes on, you tend to see large move. It's not all, I saw it today, the move is going to happen today. A lot of times, yes, the move will happen in the same day. But a lot of times when you see those 100-point moves, 200-point moves, you kind of look at earlier. What happened earlier? So when we go and we see, as you can see, from the screen that you see above me, on this particular, on Monday, this level held, we pushed up, we came right back down, we held the support. Today, as soon as market opened, bro, we rejected the level and we dumped all the way down to 440. So this day can be classified kind of as a fake out day, but from people who are looking from a longer term perspective and accumulating shares as well, this baby support here that held on Monday turned to a massive resistance as we were coming down today. And as soon as we popped up, when we were right. Look where we rejected. Like, you can't even make this up. Like, look where we rejected, right on the dot. In the morning when we reject. Like, it's not okay on the dot exactly, but it's pennies off. The rejection levels, the double tops are you'll see them always happen at these dark pool prints. The larger moves, if you're really trading as a trader, the move you want to catch on Monday, for example, if you're really trying to catch a move, it's going to be this move right here. This move right here is kind of the main move you want to catch, or this move right here as it's pushing down. And you have everything here before, you're getting chopped up. You probably shouldn't be trading because technically there's really no freaking setup. It's literally ranging and chopping. Same thing up here, to the downside, and it kind of holds on this dark pool print. Everything else in between, you shouldn't really be trading because there's really no setup. Unless, you see a setup in your eyes, maybe if you're trading futures. Yeah, it could be maybe a setup here off open, quick short, scalp. But from a day trade perspective, right here, maybe, from a chart perspective, 443.87 could be an entry as it holds the support and then breaks the resistance here on the intraday, and you get a quick kind of scalp to the upside. Same thing here as it breaks down the support right here from a chart perspective, and it kind of drops. But Monday, probably one of the shittiest days for setups. Not really any setups. You kind of look into today, coming into today, we get a rejection on the dark pool print, and it's a straight drop, straight beautiful drop. This is almost a large. How many points is this? 3.43 points. It's like $30, worth of premium. From the bottom up, I saw contracts go 35 cents to $10, and from the top down, I also saw contracts go from $1 to $10. So, sorry. Before I continue, going a bit more advanced, I know I have a lot of questions, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to kind of pause a little bit. I'm going to answer some questions. Is there a questions tab to make my life easier? Is there like a questions tab?
For people who have questions that are in the Discord, they can ask it there if you want to just specifically tailor it to questions, Hassan.
No, I want to. There's a tab here on Zoom where they click on questions. 1 second. Just hit me with it, man. Just hit me with it. I can. Just. Okay. Just hit me with it. Hit me with the questions. It's okay. Question. do you chart the signature dark pool order as soon as it's reported, or do you wait until the next day? So that's actually a really great question. I mean, I put it on my charts, but as you can see here, I'm not gonna lie to you, these are all sticky notes. I'm a more of a sticky note type of guy. Bunch of sticky notes everywhere. And I as the days goes by, I you'll see me like write down like numbers and stuff on these sticky notes. So that's what a sticky note spread. Yeah. I mean, I'll put down the level and I'll like do 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I can see it right in front of me, and it's much easier to do it after. I'm just I make sure everything is all set and easier for me to understand. But I'm mainly watching that level. I'm interested. If you're really looking at it from a data perspective, you're looking at a level that has billions of money flowing in and out at that level. I'm not talking millions, I'm talking billions. Billions and billions and billions, that Trump meme. You're literally watching billions of dollars, you know, going in and out at that particular level. So for me as a trader, as an order flow trader, this level is very important. This level is very important because look at how much money is flowing in and out at this level. This is not a level where, me and you are buying and selling between each other and it's not reported. This is a level that is so strong, they have to route it through a different server. And it's so strong, you only see it 24 hours later. So it doesn't influence open market dynamics. Because if I go and I put these orders on the open market at 443, for example, on Friday, I promise you the market will pump so hard because look at all this money going in, and I can see it coming in real time. Oh my God, I'm going to buy every single call in front of me. Does the underbid or over ask matter in Darkpool? So, when you see it, say, above the ask, that means it's, we're pretty much going down for the day because it's trading above. So the sentiment, you can kind of look at it to kind of gauge the direction of the day. Under the bid, for example, what you can see is, these are buyers because I'm currently under. Do dark pool orders happen every day? Every single day. Every single day. Only useful for indexes like SPX and QQQ are also useful for individual stocks. I mean, you'll see it on individual stocks. Uh, the only problem with individual stocks is we don't know what the code is. Now we can kind of gauge and see right here, like with Tesla. Let's go Tesla. Let's go today. Levels on Tesla. We can kind of see the levels, but as traders, we don't know if they're signatures or not. Because SPX and QQQ are indexes and they control pretty much most of the market. They have codes, so they make it easier for us to understand. Now, if you look at SPY today, these are the dark pool prints you see today. On the chart right now is 442.68. 442. Not a lot of signatures also. 443.63. We keep seeing the same level keep coming up with signatures at 443.63. So pretty much going into tomorrow, this 443 level, I'm gonna keep watching it. Why am I gonna keep watching it? These other orders are pretty much normal dark pool orders. They're not what is it called? What we like to call signature orders. But this 443, if we saw what it did on the 18th, for example, 443, you see it's very highly prominent dark pool print where there's more than 30 signatures almost. I mean, we can kind of yes. So as you can see, this 443 that was a non-dark pool print on Friday. See, on Friday, I told you guys it wasn't a dark pool print because the orders weren't big, but in terms of notional value, they were very large orders. When it came back to Monday, this level turned into a very large uh, order. I mean, going into today, I mean, this was your answer. As soon as it rejects this, the trend of today was going to be a very kind of downside trend. Now, this level is being played on multiple days and will probably be played into tomorrow. This 443.3 to 443.6. As you can see, it is a range also. Not always you'll see the exact same decimal percentage point. As you can see, it kind of goes from 443.32 to 443.63. So as soon as you enter, give yourself a little bit of a buffer. In this case, the buffer here is roughly 30 cents, which in an SPX language, that's around 3 points. So you'll sometimes see a couple of wicks a little bit above these levels that could be detrimental, where it kind of pushes it back down. But these are the levels you really should be looking out for, especially going into tomorrow. This 443.3, 443.6. If I see this level kind of come in and hold as a support, as Powell is talking, and whatever he's saying is bullish, I'm going long. But if this level kind of comes in and rejects, and whatever he's saying is completely bearish, I will probably go short on this level. But this level is going to be pretty much a pivotal level to watch out for. Now, targets for me, when we're looking at it from an upside perspective, I'm going to look for these targets right here, 447 and 448. But as you can see, this 443 keeps coming up. As many days as we go a little bit back, we keep seeing this 443 coming up. So I expect a fairly larger move to kind of come out from it tomorrow, if we're waiting for this Fed's rate decision. So coming into tomorrow, this 443, I'll definitely be eyeing it, especially when I'm looking at the time and sales, putting it kind of hand in hand together to see if there's a larger move happening. Do you wait for a candle rejection bounce to close off a level, or are you making decisions based on the time and sales, not the candlestick charts? Okay, so what you see on the candlestick is a lagging indicator for the time and sales. So it's relatively the same thing, but I'm basically making my decisions based on time and sales. I'm making my decisions based off the gamma Ivana exposures. I'm watching that. But I'm pretty much using both time and sales and candlesticks. And it's not immediately. If it's a scalp, yes, I'll enter immediately. But if it's mainly a day trade, I'm looking to kind of scale into the position, because if I'm wrong, I can exit, without taking a larger hit. I'm curious to know how that 437 SPY level got hit with an order during that PM session if it hasn't traded at that level in days. Yes, that's the exact point of Darkpool orders. Because it's been reported 24 hours later, it will show later. I'm telling you, it's you can call it a form of manipulation, but they're all hidden orders. You can't see them till 24 hours later. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you'd care about this level as soon as it's reported. What would cause you not to care about the level anymore? Would you not care next year? Would you not care if a new Darkpool level moved close to it but differently, or do you leave them on your chart forever? So, when you're on your chart, you have multiple layouts. So I have a layout that's simply just Darkpool orders, and I kind of put them on there. Some orders really don't matter. If there's like, one order on it or one signature print on it, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll have it on there, but when we're comparing, 448, 447, when I look at the compared in notional value, compared in signature prints, 448 will always trump 447. I mean, I'll have it on my chart, but I'll have it coded that the way I do it. For example, is here. I'll show you. These are to just show you. So let's say this Darkpool print here, because it's a significant level, I'm gonna tell myself, I'm gonna personally make it in gold, and I'm gonna tell myself Darkpool print, 30 plus, 30 plus orders. So this is kind of like an extreme level for me. And then when I'm looking at the other level we were watching, 447.44, for me, so I know that this level is nothing too crazy. I'll put, 5 plus. So basically it's a smaller order. And in my chart, when something is dashed like a line like this, it doesn't have a lot of value compared to 443.34. I mean, it's on there because we are trading close to that levels. But if I'm going all the way at 480, I'm probably going to remove this off my chart because it really doesn't mean anything. It's not detrimental as I thought. To me, this 443.34, because we have a lot of prints on it and we've been seeing a lot of activity on it. Like, let's look at it, right here on this particular day, it drops almost 50 points. Where does it bounce at? 443.34. Coming in on Monday, kind of bounces right here at 4434, pushes up to 445, comes right back to 4434 before bounces. Comes today, this morning, rejects 443.34, drops all the way to 440. Finds buyer, pumps all the way from 440 all the way back to 443.34, where it rejects on the dot before kind of closing down, then pushing right back up there for another retest. So coming into tomorrow, this is the level I'm watching. I really don't care about anything else. I want to watch, if it rejects here, I'm going to assume, that these orders of Darkpool in front of me are sell orders. If it holds, I'm going to assume these are all buy orders. I will not know. I will not know until it comes into play tomorrow morning. I have no idea if these are buys. I have no idea if these are sells. I want you coming in, look at it. I don't know. Nobody knows if they're buys or sells. It's our job to determine by looking at that level. But it is a helping hand. It's going to help us because now I know where to look my eyes. If the market's trading at 441, maybe I would rather not take a trade here. I'd rather take it when it's at 443.34. Personally, for me, if I can catch a move that's a 50-point move as opposed to scalping 5 points, I'm gonna go for the 50-point move all day long. Because on these days is where you put 5 grand in one of these options. These options make you $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. These are the days you kind of want to take advantage of if there's a larger volatile move. And with Darkpool, it personally helps me. It helps me kind of gauge where my pivot levels should be. Let's say I'm not charted. I don't know. I just look at the data. I kind of glance. Oh, where has a lot of the action or a lot of the in and out flow kind of coming in? It's coming here at 448.77. It's coming here at 443.33. So it's ranging between these two levels. If we bounce here at 443.34, I mean, we could see a move if we break above the 445 here, on a chart perspective, right here on SPY. We'll probably see a move towards 447. We might even see a move towards 448. If it's a crazy day tomorrow with Powell, I mean, who knows? How many points is it? 5 points. It could have an up day of 50 points. Could have a down day of 50 points. From a trader perspective, I don't know if I knew I'd be a billionaire, but I'm pretty much using this data to kind of help me formulate where my eyes should be waiting for, which level should I be waiting for. It's kind of like a stepping stone. It's a tool that I use to help me find, the gauge of the market. Now, when we're looking at the data from a larger time frame, now if I go down to here at 448, now that you've done everything, knowing this 448, were these buy orders or were they sell orders? Answer the question. Were they buy orders or sell orders? 448.77. They were sell orders because you saw it drop from 448 all the way to 440. Everything is easier in hindsight, but if I were have had these levels as it was happening in real time, watching the money flow in and out at these levels, at least my eyes are more focused on what to look for from a significant larger base. And as you can see, this 448.77, lots of signature orders. The difference between signature orders and non-signature orders. This one has a lot of signature orders. They're talking to each other. I don't know what they're saying, but they're talking to each other, as you can see. The same number over and over, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. And these are millions, 100 million, 114 million. Let's see, you see a huge dark pool level for 448 on Thursday. Do you look for both the cheapest puts and calls closer to that level? Like 2 days ahead of time to avoid IV crush? Do you buy them ahead of time or you just no, I play on a day-to-day basis. I mean, if I see something that has like 30, 40 signature prints, I'll probably take a trade. Yeah. 2, 3 days out. The cheapest does not matter to me. I'm not every time everything is the cheapest to make the most amount, It's all detrimental to, speed exposure, which one has the highest speed exposure. Which are buy orders. If we're looking at it from a Friday perspective data, these 443s, they were buy orders for Monday. But at the moment, because we're trading at that same level for the last 3 days, 443.34, I don't know if they're buy orders or sell orders. I don't know. Tomorrow I'll find out. How much of an impact does DP orders have had on your trading besides VWAP? I use DP every single day, bro. Every single day. With time and sales every single day. Then you do like SPY and Tesla and you do like 100K on Tesla. I guess you base that trade on SPY and SPX then. Are you still using the tape? Of course I'm still using the tape, bro. This is the tape. How do you find levels and triggers to trade? My brother, did you watch the class? I just did the class right in front of you. You will only know if it's a buy or sell order depending on how price reacts. Perfect, B. Perfect. All right, let's do these questions. Let's do them. Dr. Nine, don't know if you remember me, but this is of course I remember you, bro. You're the guy that works with Will Smith. Okay, let's take questions one second. Okay. Question. I know basically nothing about how to usefully read time and sales. What exactly are you looking for on the tape in general terms? This is a perfect question for tomorrow because this question will this is what tomorrow's class is about and the Wayfair. Are Darkpool orders always buy or sell, or do they change over time? Like what was once a sell, Darkpool order can eventually become a buy? Perfectly. So that's actually a really good question. Let's go and let's find out. So, as you can see, if we're looking at the data from Friday, where we bounce here at 443. We could interpret this data as, a buy order, because on Monday we held it as support before we pushed back up. So if we look at Monday's price action, on Friday, we can assume this level is pretty much a buy order. On Monday comes, it holds as a support before pushing up. Then the same order, you could assume it's a sell order when we reject and we drop 40 points. So yes, it's like support and resistance. You use DP to find levels. What does TLDR mean? Tell there? Time and sales, or how you trade it? Awesome visual example. Thank you so much. My problem. What time frame are you looking for at support and resistance at these levels? I'm pretty much, if I'm scalping, I'm watching the 1 minute and the 3 minute. If I'm day trading, I'm watching all the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minutes. TLDR, too long, didn't read. Okay, 1 second. Any chance? What's the question again? Fuck, man, there's so many questions. Any chance you what is it? Can you talk about using DP with time and sales gamma and together? Is that for other days? So yeah, perfectly. So tomorrow I'm gonna show you how to use time and sales, and then we're gonna kind of link it together. What I'm gonna try to do tomorrow is I'm gonna film this level, this 443.34. So if that move happens at this level, we can kind of go over it and kind of see what we did. But I think the level that I filmed was this actually on Monday. I did film this level, yeah. I did film this level on Monday. It's this trade right here. We took this trade. It was like a 100% trade. I think so. It was like 60 or 70% trade, not sure. But I filmed this session, this section from here to here. But for the time and sales part. But if tomorrow it comes in with this 443 and we see a larger move, I'll definitely teach that one instead.